Okay. Let's put this here. Let me just wait. Okay. Good morning, everybody. My name is Shadi Shonaiki. I'm taking over the Redelia Workspaces live stream today. I'll just give a few minutes for people to come on, and then we'll just dive right in. Right. Okay. Hey. Humans of Redelia. How was your weekend? Hope you had a good weekend. Let's put that back up. Spaces. Okay. All right. I think I'll just start. It starts at 10. Who is this person disturbing my live video? Okay. Right. So, like I said, my name is Mofolu Shadi Shonaiki. I'm taking over the Redelia. I'm a human of Redelia Workspaces, and they have this live video stream every Monday, right? Yeah, every Monday, and today I'm starting off on the series with members of the hub. I run mompreneur.ng, where we help mothers who run businesses get visibility for their business, get support, get networking. We connect them with opportunities and stuff like that. That's one of the things we do. I also run branded.ng with a partner, where we help people build brands, so personal, corporate brands, and all of that. And yeah, so we are humans of the Redelia Hub. So today I'm here to talk about how to get visibility for your brand via social media. And why is this important? It's really important because I think in this world of so much noise, where everybody has access to become a publisher, or everybody has access to broadcasting anything, it's tough. It's becoming increasingly tougher to cut through all of that noise and get your message heard. So if you're selling something, how do you get to people such that they notice your own product and in turn patronize you? It's no more business as usual. You can't just have a wonderful, fantastic product. You perfected your product and just sit down and expect that people will find you. You need to project yourself so that you'll be found, and in turn you can get sales, make sales. And that's what this whole visibility thing is about. I remember I don't know. People don't believe me whenever I say this thing. I tell people that I used to be a serious introvert. It's business that turned me to what I am today. It's not like it's a bad thing, but I project myself and make a lot of noise on social media because of business and because I know I have something to offer and I'm looking for people who need it. So I need to connect with those people who need it. And if they don't know I exist, how would they be able to patronize me? So that's the whole idea. That's where it starts from. A lot of times you're looking at people are hating on people that make noise or are visible on social and say, oh, what's wrong with this one? Why is she always online? Why is she always posting? Why? That's because they understand the power of social media and they understand the power of projecting themselves such that people can know about them, find them, and patronize them. Okay, so I've been talking for a while. I just need to be sure that I am audible. 1 second. 1 second. Hey. Oh, okay, yeah, I am. Right, okay. Yes, so like I started off with why it is important, why visibility is important. Why is it important? It's important because you want to make sales at the end of the day. You're in business to make money. And if you have a really fantastic product or you're offering a fantastic service and nobody knows you, okay, awesome, thank you. And nobody knows you and nobody knows about you. Nobody can patronize you, right? So you need to be visible so that they know you exist and they know that whatever it is that you offer is great and whatever, right? So I usually tackle this or approach this with 10 steps. And these 10 steps are sort of like summarized based on my experience, based on how I have been able to tackle visibility via social media. And so we'll run through those 10 steps. And if you have any questions, comments, or what has worked for you, what has not, because I like for this to be interactive, we can exchange ideas. So the very first thing is definition. They always say, there's this book by Simon Sinek which says start with your why. I think everything in life, it applies to everything in your life. Before you do anything, start with your why. Why am I doing this? Why do I need to be on social media? Why do I want to get visibility? What am I trying to project? What am I trying to promote? What do I want? What's the perception I'm trying to sell? What do I want people to see me as or to perceive my brand as? So now I'll be interchanging between your personal brand and your business brand, because sometimes, in fact, now more than ever, your personality is what drives your business. I hear people a lot of times say, oh no, I'm a background person. I don't like to show my face. I like to work in the background and let other... You'll be there in the background. They'll be promoting, other people will be promoting themselves and they'll be getting business. Well, you won't, because now people want to connect with personalities. So like, who is this person behind this brand? Is this person real? If I give my money, if I buy from this person, what is the experience? It's all about an experience now. So if I'm going to buy, I don't want to mention names specifically, but there's some people whose products we buy because we just like them, right? So personality, your personality has to shine through. It's part of what drives sales for whatever it is that you're trying to market. You cannot be a faceless brand. The brand has to have a face, a personality. Who is the powerful person behind this brand? What's the person's story? All of those things. So these are the reasons why before you set out, define who you are and how you want to be perceived. It helps, especially for, I'll take myself as an example. Before I started out the whole social media marketing and whatever, I thought to myself, what do I want to be known as? What do I want people to think about when they think of me? I want people to think entrepreneurship. I want people to think of mothers who... Hi, Chinonso, thank you. I want people to think of a mother who is a good mother, but also a good business person, someone who is achieving her dreams, who at the same time being a good mother, right? Not anyone at the expense of the other. And this is what I thought about, and I said, okay, this is what I want to project. And that's why all of my messaging, anything I put out there, always ties back to that. Okay, because this is important, because you also want to be consistent. You want, creating a brand, promoting a brand, projecting a brand is about consistency. People forget easily. So like if you are today you are this, tomorrow you are that. I get people ask me sometimes, and this applies to women a lot. We are multitasking. So when you ask a woman, oh, what do you do? She'll say, oh, I do this, and I also do this, and I also do that. And most times they struggle with, okay, so which one do I really want to be known for? Which one do I want to project? So I'm not saying you can't have other things that you do, but there has to be one thing that is your core, one thing that you are known for. And that's the first thing you have to define before you start, before you venture into building a brand on social media. Because people forget easily, and consistency is what makes a brand memorable, recognizable, and all of that. So what's the next thing? So like I said, the first one is start with your why. Define what you want to be known as. Define who you are. Define, okay, so I'm going here. So Eggy Gaggies, thank you for joining. So define who you want to be known as. And once you've done that, so you say, do I want to be Shade the mompreneur? Or do I want to be Shade the jeweler? Or do I want to be, whatever it is you want to be. When people think of you, what do you want them to think about? That is very important. So the next thing is authenticity. Be yourself. Be yourself. Don't try. I know it's very easy to say, you're looking at a lot of other people. You see how this person is doing. See the way this person talks. This person tried this and it worked for them. It's working for them because they're projecting their true selves, and they're attracting the audience that needs whatever it is they're offering. So if you are not offering what they're offering and you're trying to be like them, you will lose your audience, you will lose your voice, you will lose everything. I mean, after a while, the real you, in fact, is stressful. I don't know if you've ever tried to be someone else, or to be what you are not, or to mask your true self. It's a lot of work. It's very stressful. So most times it's easier when you are yourself, it's more fun. Because for a lot of people, it's hard. It's stressful to manage social media. Oh, every day I have to post. Oh, this. I have to think about it. I have to construct it. I have to. But if it's something that is, if you are being yourself, if you are speaking the way you would speak to people normally, if that is your life, it won't be as stressful. So the first thing is, the second thing which I've said that is important is be authentic. Develop your own voice. Are you a warm person? Are you the type that likes to help? Are you the type so you can share tips? You can, just things around yourself. What is your strength? What is it that you're good at? Sometimes we assume that things that we're good at, we take them for granted because we're looking at it as, so what if I can talk? So what if I can write? Because you think it's not a big deal. But I must tell you, it is a big deal. Anything you're good at is a big deal. If you're a type that you even like to dress, that's why sometimes we have the slay queens. And they have people that connect to them, people who are interested in fashion and all of that. I know people who build careers around that, who build businesses around that. So there's nothing wrong with who you are. Be authentic. Develop your own self, your own voice. Be yourself. Be yourself. And because like I said, for those of you just joining, I started out with saying, building a brand on social media, projecting a brand on social media is really about, getting sales or whatever is driven by personalities. People are tired of nameless, faceless brands. They want to see a brand that they can feel, they can touch, and they can connect with. So personalities drive sales. I know a lot of people that, some people, sometimes you look at them with this one, why she's always dancing, she's always singing, but she's making sales. She's making sales, and that's because people are connecting. They're connecting with a story. They are connecting. So what is your story? What is your story? Why did you start whatever it is that you started? Why did you start this business? Why are you selling jewelry? Why are you selling? What is it that whatever it is that you're doing? Why are you doing it? So that story is what connects. You have to, the thing about business now is it's about communities. It's about building a tribe. It's about building a tribe of loyal followers, people who are loyal to you, people who just know that, oh my God, this person gets me, this brand gets me, this brand is for me, it's about me, this brand is speaking to me. And that's what it is. So build your own tribe. So by being yourself, you attract people that are in your tribe. You attract people who need what it is that you have to offer. So don't try to be someone else. And in saying that, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't, because for me, when I started out, I didn't know how do I post? What do I post? What should I say today? What, you know, it was confusing for me for a while. But what helped me was I looked for people who were my tribe, right? So people who are doing stuff that I wanted to do, people who inspired me, people who were already in that space that I wanted to be, and I followed them, and I was just observing them. In fact, most of the time, for a long time, I was just sharing their posts, resharing their posts, resharing their posts, and this inspired me. That's why there's this quote that is very inspiring from me that people say, when you allow yourself to shine, when you express yourself, you are allowing someone, you're giving someone else permission to shine as well. So by not hiding yourself, by projecting your true self, you're inspiring someone somewhere to come out and be their true selves and shine as well. So the first thing I said is start with your why, define why. Then the second thing, be authentic. Develop your own voice. Don't be afraid. Don't think that, oh, I think I sound stupid. Oh, I think I sound, oh, my pictures are one kind. This, that. No. Your tribe will find you. You are not meant, I mean, everybody can't like you. I think that's one of the things you also have to know. Not everybody will like your brand. Not everybody will connect with your brand. And that's okay. You only need those people who are your tribe. Those who need what you have to offer. Those who appreciate and value what you have to offer. Because if you think, oh, okay, I'm for everybody, blah, blah. That's why sometimes some people tell me, oh, I don't know, I get customers who are interested in my product, but when I tell them how much, they're like, it's too expensive. Why? Because you're not attracting your tribe. You're not attracting people who value what you offer. If they really value what you offer, even if they can't afford it, they will find a way. They will find a way to patronize you or buy. I mean, I know someone who was telling me one time, there's this popular person that sells fabrics on Instagram. And I met one girl and I was just, usually I use her as an example to talk about her personality and all of that. And somebody said, oh my God, I've been saving up. I just want to buy a fabric from her because I just love her. Do you understand? That's what it is. So personalities drive sales. People just like this person. Whatever she's having, I want it. Whatever she's selling, I think I want it because I want, because they connect. So the third thing is do a social media claim. And let me explain this, break it down in simple terms. Once you have defined who you are, what you want to be, you developed your voice, okay, this is the position I'm taking on social media, and you have chosen a name. Check that your name is available everywhere and do a social media claim. So secure your name on Twitter, secure your name on Facebook, secure your name on Instagram, Snapchat, all of the major social media platforms. Why? You are minimizing the risk of identity theft. I gave a story last time I was talking about this, and I was saying there was a company I used to work with, and at some point they were not very big on social media before. I guess when they realized, oh my God, this is not a fad, it's here to stay, they decided, okay, let's claim our name on so and so places. But they now realized that somebody had gone to go and save create handles with their names on different platforms. And it's very easy. Anybody can just copy your logo offline and go and position themselves as Mompreneur 1, Mompreneur, I don't know, whatever. And divert your traffic, because people would be deceived and think, oh, this is the person, this is this person. So it's very important to do a social media claim such that your name is consistent across board. So your domain is the same, Twitter handle is the same, Instagram handle, whatever, all of this. So social media claim is very important. Do that first of all. And while you're doing that, don't be overwhelmed. Don't think, oh God, I can't even handle Instagram. Instagram is enough trouble, which is, how would I now manage Twitter? And what works for me is I connect my Instagram with my Facebook and Twitter. Even though sometimes I still post fresh content, because there's a different type of, that's a different topic for another day, but there are different types of content that engage or connect with people on different platforms. But for starters, connect your Instagram with your Facebook and Twitter. Then LinkedIn, once in a while, you don't have to go heavy on all of these platforms. But by all means, claim all these platforms. Make sure that the social media banners across the platforms are the same. So once people see anything that has to do with you, they know. that is you, and it's harder for anybody to come and try to steal your identity or present themselves as you online. Because see, being online now, the online space is so important. People, you can't afford to take it for granted. You can't afford to take it for granted. You can build an empire online. I'm telling you. I know people who, you don't even know where their store is, you don't even know where their shop is, but they're online and they've built a community, they've built an empire, and they're selling out, as opposed to some people that even have physical stores and they're not even selling. Okay? So the next thing is, make use of your bio. Make your bio profile, or your bio or your profile clear and concise. So one thing I usually do when I'm trying to follow people, if somebody follows me and says, oh, follow me, kindly follow back, I look at your profile, your bio first. I want to see if this person is somebody I would want to follow, somebody I can get anything from. So if your bio is empty, it doesn't say anything about you. And then I look through like the first, because nobody has time to be scrolling and scrolling. I look through the first few pictures on your page and it's not telling me anything. I might not be moved to follow you. But if your bio clearly states what you are about, your website, there's a space for your website. Your website is there. Just a short sentence, your elevator pitch. I help women balance motherhood and business. I sell, blah, 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 blah. I help women look beautiful. Whatever it is, make use of your bio. And that's Instagram, for example. If we're talking about LinkedIn, there's a space for profile, just a summary. Because not everybody has the time to start reading through your page, scrolling through your page to see, okay, this is what this person is about. Nobody has time for that. So you just have that small window to make a first impression. When you make that first impression, I'm like, oh, this person is interesting. Let me see what this person has to offer. And then they now go dive deeper into your page or whatever it is. But if there's nothing there, do you know the worst, the one that even gets me the most? Some people don't even have pictures. Oh my God. No picture. Or you have a picture that says nothing. Maybe a picture of you and your husband. Except you're a relationship counselor or something. I'm sorry to say. I know, except, maybe it's just your personal page for family and friends. But if it's a business page, I'm sorry, that can't work. So have a professional picture that says something. Then make use of your bio that says something so that the moment somebody comes to your page, they know what you are about. They know what they can get from you. They know what value you have to offer. Don't waste your profile. Don't waste your bio. Make sure that whatever it is that you have up there says something and makes an impression, because the attention span of people these days, they say it's like a goldfish. So I'm scrolling. If there's nothing interesting that's catching me on your page, I'm moving on to the next one fast. And that's what it is. So the next thing is, don't overlook visual branding. So what do I mean by that? So you have your logo, perhaps, or whatever it is, or you have a way that you present your content. It's very important. Sometimes some people you just want to post anything. Use your phone, take one picture. It's not even clear. It's not neat. And because sometimes some people think, oh, maybe you have to become a special photographer. No, you don't. But just make sure you are deliberate about everything you put out. Your logo, maybe you always put it in the corner, whenever you post something. Do that consistently. Visuals, because especially for somewhere like Instagram is about visuals. How good it looks. Is it attractive? Is it a showstopper? Because, ladies and gentlemen, this is a competition for attention. In case you didn't know, it's a competition for attention. You're competing with, you're competing with the Bobriskis and all of these people, and then you're just not making an effort. You think that when there's something else to catch people's attention, they are looking at comedians, they are watching people that are fighting, they are watching slay queens, and so why would they stay on your page if you're not even trying to put something out? So your photography, it just takes making sure that lighting is right, maybe put on a white background, whatever, just make an effort. Then visual branding, consistency in how you put out your content. So where do you place your logo? Where Canva is there are different tools that you can use to make sure that whatever you put out is well branded. Branding is very important. I mean, sometimes people will be like, why do I have to make the effort? Why should I stress myself? Just put up the picture. No. Put in an effort. Don't overlook. If you need to get someone to help you with graphics or stuff like that, yeah, branded, we do that. Branded.ng. We can talk about that later. But don't overlook visual branding. It's very, very important. So the next thing, post regularly. In the beginning, I said something about consistency. You need to be in people's faces constantly. If not, they forget you. Like I said, the attention span of people now is like a goldfish, right? It's likened to a goldfish. So there's many, yes, so it's really a competition or survival of the consistent. So if you're the type of person that you come, you post, and then you run off for 1 week, people are even asking you questions. You're not there to answer. People are asking, you're not there to answer. How do you think, I mean, after a while, people will just forget you and like, oh, this person is not serious. You're not ready for business. I mean, sometimes you look at it as it's like a waste of my time. So, you know, I've heard people say, oh, she's always on social media because she's not really doing any business or she has no work to do. Okay, no problem. But she'll be counting, yes, Ozi, Obi, hi, thank you for joining. Branding is it. It is very important, right? So they say, oh, she has so much time on her hands. She's not really doing the work. Okay, no problem. But they'll be selling out and you'll be there. You think you're focusing on perfecting your product, perfecting your process. Those are important, don't get me wrong. But this is equally important. Visibility is everything. Even if your product is perfect, your service is perfect, it's so beautiful, it's so this. If nobody sees you, who is going to patronize you? If you're still restricting yourself to your immediate circle, so that's your close friends, your mother, your father, blah, 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 then you are not yet serious about business. You need to spread your expand your reach beyond your immediate circle. And that is why we focus. That's why some people are always on social media doing this. I mean, sometimes you can, if you're tired that you feel, oh, maybe I don't have the time or whatever, I outsource this, and you can outsource by all means. But when you're outsourcing, make sure, we'll go back to the first two things I mentioned, your why and developing your own voice. So whoever is managing your social media for you has to have the same values that you have, has to understand exactly what you're trying to achieve so that they don't, just make a mess of all of the stuff that you have built over time, because really it's not a joke. It's not something that happens overnight. It takes time to build a brand, but it's more sustainable. Once you have managed to build a brand, it's equity. All right, it's equity. It's something that you can't put a price to. You look at some point and you wonder, once this person talks, everybody is responding, everybody is jumping. Why? Because they've built a brand over time, right? So post regularly. Just make it a part of you. Make it a part of you. And be there to answer, to respond. I mean, everybody has a mobile device. That's why it's a mobile device. It goes with you everywhere. It doesn't even have to be that you are there 24/7 like a junkie. Do you understand what I mean? But maybe you post in the morning, you have times, arrange your time such that there is time for social media. So that when people ask, make inquiries, or somebody wants to, you are there to answer and respond. So post regularly, make sure you respond. And the next thing is engage. And this thing about engagement is engage. Even when you are talking on social media, when you are crafting your message or whatever, let it be, put it in such a way that you are talking to people. Sometimes I see some book, you just post a picture, no caption, nothing. And I'm there like, okay, you're pretty. Okay, so what am I supposed to do? What next? Do you understand what I mean? Or, okay, nice picture, like, okay, what next? No call to action, no communication, nothing. You have to put in the effort. You have to engage. Engagement is the new order of the day. Even big brands cannot afford anymore to just be there. All of them, you see that they're active online. They make sure they even hire. There was a big announcement with Union Bank just 2 weeks ago where they hired the EFCC Twitter handler to handle their social media because they understand the value of these things. They understand. You're dealing with millennials now. Most of them are online, except maybe you're not targeting them, but they are online. And they have a perception about your brand by how you engage online. How do you respond? How do you craft your messages? How do you talk to people? So when you're writing something, write it like you are talking to somebody, because you are actually talking to somebody. You are talking to your audience. You're trying to find your tribe. You want to connect with them. So the next thing is provide valuable and shareable content. Okay, so when we say valuable and shareable, I mean, this is where a lot of work goes into it. Before you post anything, you have to really think. I read something, okay, I was at an event over the weekend, and we're talking about how businesses that, businessmen that are really successful are people who are looking at, how can I help you? I know it sounds cliche, because we'll say, oh, you're in business to solve problems, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I've heard that before. But let's think about this thing deeply. Who are the people that you really follow and connect with on social media? Usually they're people who are offering tips, who seem like they want to help. They're helping me. They're doing stuff. They're teaching me things. Do you understand what I mean? Some of them, you even look at them sometimes and I wonder, how is this person even making money? What exactly is this? I mean, why is he or she always giving out stuff? But they know what they're doing. Valuable and shareable content. It keeps people coming back for. So you give them enough to keep them coming back for more. Keep them coming back for more. They are even moved. There's sometimes you will see something and you're like, oh my God, I have to share this. Oh my God, I have to share this. So one way is to do content that is memorable and shareable. Another thing, to give people tips or teach them things. Another way is to jump on viral content. So sometimes you see, it's not every time serious. Sometimes you see something that just moves you. Share it. You will see how people would respond and, comment. You spark conversations, because, social media now is not a one-way. Before, marketing and all of that was a one-way conversation. So you see a billboard and there's a big advert on it. There is no immediate feedback, but social media is immediate feedback. It's a two-way conversation. So as you're putting out stuff, people are engaging, people are commenting, you are responding, you are sparking conversations. Conversations that would build your brand, create an impression about your brand, and ultimately lead to sales. So put in some effort into, so as much as you also want to be focused on my content, you need to also be listening. What's happening? What's going on in my industry? What's trending? What are people talking about? And if there's a way to link it to your business or whatever, jump on it by all means and connect it back to your business. So providing valuable and shareable content. Very, very important. This is a way to expand your reach, to grow, because by the time people share, sometimes you have to beg people to share your content. I know people will say, please, man, I put up this, blah, 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 share. If you have to beg, then you are not putting enough effort. There are sometimes you don't even have to beg. You post something, and before you know it, people are sharing on their own. Why? Because it hit home. This is why you need to sit down sometimes to work with content developers or people who help you craft messages in such a way that it hits home and people are just moved to share. And that way your brand is spreading, your message is spreading, and it comes back to you. It only comes back to you when your branding is right. So that goes back to the whole issue of don't overlook visual branding. Make sure that whatever you're putting out is well branded. Next is leverage influencers. So sometimes some people are so into themselves. Your social media engagement or your social media page or whatever is all about you. Just you. Only me. Me. Oh, me. Okay, except you are maybe Linda Ikeji. You can't be all me. You need people. Patrick, how can small businesses leverage their near to nothing marketing budget to get across to their target market on social platforms? So I guess, Patrick, maybe you're just joining. Everything I've said here is these are like social media hacks, things that you can implement with your near to nothing marketing budget to get visibility. So I'll run through everything again. But one of the other things I was mentioning now is leverage influencers. And how do you leverage? First of all, how do you identify influencers? You just know there are some people who have a presence on social media. People listen to them. They put out something, you are seeing comments. People are commenting. People are, and maybe some people in your industry as well. You notice the people in your industry who have, sometimes it's not about numbers. Because some of us, you spend money, you are looking at somebody who has 100K. Oh, she has 300K followers. Oh, yeah, I will advertise on her page. You advertise and nothing happens. You don't get engagement. First, two things. Either the person is not in your industry, so the person's followers are not interested in what you have to offer. Or two, the person's page does not really have engagement. Maybe they bought followers. So those are the things you need to look at. Identify people who have engagement. People who have engagement. Influencers, are they real value dispensers? Not all of them. I said that, earlier, not all of them. Some. So you also have to be careful. It's not just about, I tell people every time, quality trumps quantity. It's not about quantity, it's about quality. Check out pages that have quality engagement. Quality engagement. And make sure that it's in line with what you have to offer. So who is this person? What kind of audience does this person have? Is this the audience I'm looking at? Because also, if they're not interested in what you have to, you might pay money and pay something on that influencer's page, and nobody is interested because that's not what they're looking for on that page. Okay, so that's one of the things, and it's not always about money. I always tell people, look at how you can offer value too. So sometimes I know that many of us, we have a tiny budget, we don't have money, blah blah blah. Influencers are human beings as well. So first of all, before you slide into somebody's DM and start begging them to share your post or say something about you, what have you done for them? Do you ever like their post? Do you engage them? Have you ever seen something that is going to be useful to them and sent to them? Have you ever, just little things. These are people. It's just the way you engage with people offline. So what have you really done for them? What can you offer them? At the hangout I was at on Saturday, somebody was giving an example of how he broke into someone's circle. So he said he had been monitoring this person online, and he noticed that there was something lacking in his communication and the way he said he just saw him at an event and approached him and said, I noticed that you don't do this, blah, blah, blah. I can do it. Can I help you with this? Amazing. Some people may not buy it, right? Maybe they see that, oh, this value is not enough for me to, but some people will just be like, oh my God, yes, thank you. I've really been thinking about this. And then you have one leg in. You have engaged an influencer and you can build a relationship on that. So it's not always about, oh, please share my content, kindly follow back, KFB, every other day. I mean, it's like harassment. You too, what do you have to offer? And if you can't find what you have to offer, maybe you need to go back, sit and work on yourself and look at what you too can offer. So maybe they're having an event, volunteer at their event or something, or they're having a program, volunteer. I didn't want to be mentioning it. Is Hush Puppy and Bobrisky value influencers? Are they just crowd pullers? Now, value is relative. So maybe for you, it may not be valuable, but for some people, it is valuable. So if, for somebody who probably wants luxury kind of stuff, or maybe wants to get, people who are vain and like luxury kind of stuff, maybe a Hush Puppies page will be good for them. So you need to weigh these things, right? You need to weigh these things to know, okay, is this going to be of value to the kind of people I'm looking for, or, not. Why do you think a hair company will sign Bobrisky as an ambassador? They probably have weighed it and looked at it. Okay, the people we want are the kind of people who follow and listen to Bobrisky. So so those are you have to weigh, and there's no sentiment in this thing. There's no sentiment. I mean, we all have our individual values, right? But when you are trying to market, think of your values, one, and then who you're trying to target. So that determines which influencer you decide to go with. Okay? So the next one and the final one. Spend some money. I know we have tight budgets. I know we don't have so much money. We're just starting out. We've spent money on the product itself. I don't have a marketing budget, blah, blah, blah. But you have to spend some money. Don't be the type of person who is just all about, there's a limit when it comes to organic growth. There's a limit. There's a limit you can grow. You can't grow beyond, so it grows and then it stagnates. When it stagnates, for you to jumpstart it again, you need to spend some money. So I know that there are a lot of tricks and whatever around running Facebook ads or Instagram ads or whatever. Get an expert. Spend some money. I tell some people that, okay, the time that you, maybe one day, 1 week, deny yourself of exotic lunch, okay, and save the money and use it to spend, use it to run ads or whatever it is. You need to spend some money. You have to. Advertising is very important. You know, I tell people, why would a Coca-Cola still be spending money on adverts? Why? If they can be spending money on adverts, how much more you? I mean, why will you be telling yourself, no, I'm not, no, I will do organic growth, no, there's a limit. You need to spend some money on advertising. So I'll just run through, while I look through questions, I'll just run through all of the tops, run through the process as I have outlined it, as it has worked for me, on how to get visibility via social media. So the first thing is define who you are and how you want to be perceived just before you jump on it. So do I want to be Sade the mompreneur? Do I want to be Sade the tailor? Do I want to be Sade the public speaker? Do I want to be, what is it that you really want to be known as? Second thing is be authentic and develop your own voice. Don't try to be someone else. It's very stressful even. You will get tired. And after a while, you won't even be able to keep it up. Okay, so be authentic and develop your own voice. Next thing, do a social media claim. Make sure that you have your name secured consistently across all of the social media platforms. Make your bio, make use of your bio and your profile. Make it clear and concise. You have just a short, small window to make an impression. Make it count. Put something in your bio that says something about you. And then your picture, make sure that your profile picture too tells a story. Not just any picture because, oh, I just like the way this thing looks, I just put it on my bio. Excuse me. Are you there for business or are you here to play? Then the next thing is don't overlook visual branding. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, meanwhile, Morogage, she's always online. Thank you so much for following me. She sells amazing, amazing jewelry. I still need jewelry, shades, lovely jewelry. You can follow her, Morogege. I think so. What's your handle? Please help me type it. Let me type your handle, okay? Then post regularly. I've said post regularly. Engage. Don't just be a zombie on social media. People will ask you, you don't answer. People comment, you don't answer. Even if it's just a smiley and emoji, put something there. Acknowledge people when they talk to you. See, it's two-way. Social media is two-way conversation. It's not you just talking to yourself or talking into the air. You are talking to actual people. So engage. Provide valuable and shareable content. Leverage influencers. And spend some money. Have an advertising budget. Spend some of this money. But in spending it, make sure you are spending it the right way. So if you have to get an expert to help you craft your message and design your Facebook ads, please by all means do. Because you can be spending money and just be wasting money and not getting any results if you do not do the adverts right. That's one of the things we also do at Branded. And yeah, so like I said, Mofolu Sade Shonaike taking over the Redalia workspace page, mompreneur. We are humans of Redalia. I run a network and supporting platform and support platform for mothers who run businesses. Today we are launching a business listing page. Yay! So you can list your business on the Mompreneur website. It's good for SEO. It's good for, this whole visibility thing we're talking about. So of course, I'll be putting out the banner to announce that later today. If you're a mompreneur and you run a business and you want visibility, this is something you definitely want to watch out for. In the absence of any more questions, let me just scroll through to be sure that I've done justice to everybody's question. Okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is live from Redalia Workspace, mompreneur in the building. And I look forward to, like I always say, the conversation continues off this page and offline. So you can send me a DM, send me a message, wherever I'm active online. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. Thank you so much. And thank you for having me. Cheers.